Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about Insurgency Sandstorm, and pretty much Insurgency Sandstorm is a game I've always kind of had for a fat minute. It's always been in my Steam library, but until recently I didn't really get into the game. Like, I played it every once in a while, but now like they've added a lot of stuff since they originally released it in 2018, obviously. But again, the game's a lot of fun, and it's like I kind of hit this block with like a lot of games. Like, not really what games are like boring, but you know, you just play the same game, or like a new game releases but it's like really similar to the last one, to where you don't really feel anything new and you just get bored out quicker. With Insurgency Sandstorm, I feel like it's not like hella different than every first-person shooter, but it does have its original qualities that kind of make the game way more refreshing than playing a game like Call of Duty or some shit. Okay, my first point that I really like about Insurgency Sandstorm is if you shoot someone in the fucking head, they actually fucking die. I fucking hate it in like games like Call of Duty and shit, where you shoot a fucker in the head with like a whole mag, or at least multiple fucking bullets, and they just eat them like it's fucking breakfast, and then they just one-tap your ass. And you're like, what the fuck is this? Again, in Insurgency Sandstorm, you don't run into that shit. If you shoot someone, they'll fucking donezo. And same goes for you. Like, again, I've traded with a few people, but it's not really that common, and you won't really run into the like issue where like, oh, I shot somebody and then like they just ate my bullets and then just it fucked my shit up, you know. Again, with Insurgency, it's not too annoying though. One shots are like mainly headshots and shit. Kinda sometimes in the body, kinda depending what you do, shoot in the body, and what you do, like what kind of guns you have. Pretty much all the guns are pretty balanced with the like rifles and everything, but again, like a shotgun's gonna fuck up someone more with one shot than maybe a rifle will, and same goes with the sniper rifle. A sniper rifle pretty much is a one shot anywhere, but pretty much you could eat some bullets with your legs, you know, like one or two, like maybe 3 bullets, chest 1 or 2, and then headshots are like instant donezo. And that's what I kind of like about the game, because it's not like too realistic to where it's like kind of dumb or like just I would say annoying or like just boring, but it's realistic to a point where you're like, okay, that makes sense, I shot him in the fucking head, he's dead, you know. But those multiple modes, co-op is like pretty much where you team up with random people online or your friends, and you just do you guys all team up, and it's pretty much similar to some of the game modes that you will see in Versus, where you're voicing out the players, but pretty much it's kind of like a training kind of like if you're trying to better your aim or learn the maps more, and you just kind of don't want to get fucking shit on every 10 seconds, you could voice the AIs and stuff and still get XP and rank up through that. And again, what I really like is like a lot of games, when you do like PvE stuff, they obviously give you way less XP, but with the PvE and the PvP in this game, all the XP is pretty much even. Like, if you win a match of PvE, you get roughly like, maybe I want to say like 5 or 6k XP, and the same would go for PvP. Again, that kind of all ranges in game modes and how long you've been in the match, how many kills you got, obviously. But that's just kind of my little average that I've been going off of. But then, yeah, PvE is just kind of the like, just players versus AIs. There's like a little survival mode, and then there's like one where you kind of take points and stuff, like where you got capture control points and shit. And it's just nothing really too crazy. It's just your average PvE, but it's a lot of fun, and I definitely feel like the AI sometimes have like dumb moments in this game. Well, like definitely they like, this is kind of like with any game, but definitely with this game, they kind of need to work on the AI a little bit. But besides that, the AI are actually pretty smart, and sometimes it can actually end up being a challenge, you know. But for the most part, it's kind of a good game mode if you're playing late at night, you just want to turn off your brain, and you don't want to like try too hard, and you just kind of want to have a good time. It's definitely a good mode to play, and there's like 4 different game modes within that. And then Versus is a little bit more detailed, because obviously you'll player versus player, and pretty much though I think like 4-ish game, like 4 or 3 game modes, but pretty much one is push, and push is pretty much where you attackers must capture all enemies' objectives one by one, and then destroy the final weapon cache to win. And then pretty much every time the attackers capture an objective, they will gain 5 respawn waves. And this is what's kind of cool, is that some of the game modes, like, okay, so like domination, obviously all points are active, and you have unlimited lives. Then game modes like push, you have limited amount of lives, but it's not like Call of Duty where it's like the team only gets like 5 lives. You come in waves, so pretty much each wave averages on a team, like you get 6 people, so it splits it in half. So each wave's about 3 people, so once one person dies, they gotta wait, and then the second person dies, they gotta wait, and then the third person dies, and then the wave will come back and they get to respawn. I think it's just kind of a cool thing to do, because number one, it kind of if you are kind of like fucking shit up, kind of does help you like kind of not have enemies constantly respawning and just like you know. And then it's also kind of cool because it still gives everyone like just like a good little chance, you know. And then obviously I think it's a good creative way. Like, I know Apple games probably have done this similar style, but I think it's like pretty interesting, and I haven't seen it in a lot of games, and I think it's really cool. And then the maps on, like, there's so many fucking maps on Insurgency, but the maps are really nice. I wouldn't say they're like as big as like a Battlefield map, but they definitely feel like a decent size. Well, it's like, yeah, it feels like a little small, and you won't get like fucking lost, but then at the same time, it's not like Call of Duty small. Like, maps on Call of Duty are fucking retarded small, and I don't know why people are like, oh my god, this is so much fun, when the map's like legit just 3 feet, you know. Like, it's just nice because with this game, they found the perfect balance between Battlefield maps and Call of Duty maps. Like, again, I like Battlefield maps. I like how they're big and you could explore them and shit. But then again, sometimes they're just a little too big, and you just kind of like, where's all the action? And you hear everything, but then you're like just lost in a fucking field, or you're like hella far away and you gotta run 3,000 fucking miles just to get shot in the fucking head, you know? So it's kind of fucking cool. Well, they kind of found that good even between, well, like the map's not too small, like how in Call of Duty a lot of the maps tend to be pretty fucking small, and then again not having it too big, so it's just kind of a nice little even where you're like, okay, I could explore this map, have fun, but not get fucking lost, or run for fucking 3 minutes, finally find an enemy, and then get my shit blown off, you know. And I feel like everything just kind of flows very well in the maps and stuff like that. And I kind of can't wait to see where this game kind of goes in the future and stuff. Or like kind of what they do end out releasing in the future, if they do end out making like a new Insurgency or anything like that. It's cool too, because I looked back a little bit in the history of this game, and actually I think it started out as like an armor mod or some shit. Then they made the original Insurgency, and then Insurgency Sandstorm was released. So it's really cool to see like games that like start out as mods and just like a dumb little idea somebody had, and then get blown into a full-blown game. And definitely with Insurgency, I feel like it's worth the money. Again, like I just been playing, like I played like games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, like all like my childhood and shit. So it's just kind of nice when they're just a little bit of fucking change, and Insurgency is like a little change, because it's not too much. Well, you're like, oh my god, this is so much different than the average first-person shooter. Yeah, it just still has the similar qualities of every other first-person shooter, but then again has this original touches where the maps are like this medium, nice flowing maps. The game modes are fun and they're not too repetitive, and that the guns again are very I feel like each gun's pretty even. Like they're all like 2 guns, like the grease gun and I forgot the other gun, but they're just like SMGs. Well, they're not weak, but they just don't shoot as far. They're not like really the best, But besides that, like rifles, like the AKs and the M4s and the fucking, they have every fucking rifle you could really name, to be honest. I feel like with all of those guns, it's not really like, oh, I gotta use the AK because it's the most OP gun. It's just kind of all onto your preference at the end of the day, like what gun you like to use, what attachments you like to use. It's like, yeah, some attachments might give you a benefit, but that's more of a benefit if you're good with those attachments. Not, oh, you get this benefit because the attachments are just good. Like, you know how in like Call of Duty, you like those one gun that everyone uses because it's OP as fuck. Then they gotta go in nerf it, or they never nerf it, or whatever, you know. And with Insurgency, you won't run into that issue. All the guns are pretty even with each other, and one gun isn't better than another. It's just really, at the end of the day, your preference and just kind of what you like to use. And I kind of like when games are like that, because not a lot of games end up really being like that in the end. And I feel like Insurgency really hit the fucking nail on the head with that one, where they just kind of killed it with making sure all the guns were even with each other. And like you could be like, oh, I want to try this gun, I never used it before, and you're not like, oh my god, what the fuck, this shit shoots Nerf bullets, you know. And then also, like, just the game just flows fucking really well. And I definitely would say, if you are thinking of getting this, it's definitely worth fucking getting, or at least trying out. It's on PC, and I think they have recently released it on console. I don't know when they did, because obviously I don't have a fucking console. Well, I do, but I don't pay for online on my consoles, you know. It's like, fuck that, I have a PC. But pretty much, I definitely would say, if you're thinking of getting it on PC, it's definitely worth it. And also on console too. I'm not too sure how it is on console, but definitely from just playing the game on PC, I definitely would say it's worth picking up and trying it out. But besides that, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.